My fiancée wasn't just cheating on me. She was trying to destroy me. My name is Adrian. And for years, I thought I had everything under control. I work analyzing risks. I detect problems before they happen. That's what I do every single day. But with Kim, I failed. We had been together for almost 5 years. She was a lawyer, intelligent, precise. She always seemed to know exactly what she was doing. She was the kind of person who doesn't improvise. Everything about her felt calculated. At the beginning, everything was easy. We understood each other. There were no major conflicts. And when there were, they seemed normal. But over time, something started to change. Not suddenly. It was in the details. Small, almost invisible. Comments in public. Jokes about me. Phrases that sounded harmless, but weren't. People laughed. I did too. But inside, something didn't feel right. It was like everything had a double meaning. Like every word was placed with intention. At first, I ignored it. I thought I was overreacting. But those moments started repeating. And when something repeats too often, it stops being coincidence. Then came the arguments. And that's when everything started to take shape. It always followed the same pattern. She started the conflict. She insisted. She pushed. She wouldn't let it go. Until I reacted. And in that moment, everything changed. I became the problem. Always. It didn't matter the context. It didn't matter what happened before. The outcome was the same. I was the one in the wrong. I tried to fix it. I tried to talk. To be more patient. More clear. More calm. But nothing changed. In fact, it got worse. The arguments became more frequent. More intense. And more strange. There was something about her behavior that didn't fit. She didn't seem to react. She seemed to guide. Like she knew exactly where each argument was going. And then it happened. One night, in the middle of a pointless argument. I saw it. Her phone. On the table. Tilted toward me. It wasn't obvious. But it wasn't accidental either. There was a light on the screen. It was recording. I said nothing. I didn't react. I just stayed silent. And in that moment, I saw something different in her. It wasn't anger. It wasn't frustration. It was expectation. Like she was waiting for me to do something. To explode. To lose control. But I didn't. And for the first time, she seemed confused. That moment changed everything. I stopped seeing the relationship as a relationship. And I started seeing it as a system. A pattern. Something I could analyze. Days later, I found the audios. On her laptop. I wasn't looking for anything. But I found them. I opened one. And I heard our voices. It was an argument. But it wasn't complete. The audio started right when I was speaking. Everything before that was gone. I checked another. And another. They were all the same. Edited. Selected. Designed. Only my reactions remained. None of what caused them. That's when I understood. This wasn't random. It was intention. It was strategy. It was construction. And in that moment, something in me changed. I stopped reacting. And I started observing. Recording. Remembering details. Connecting dots. The arguments. The comments. The recordings. Everything made sense now. I even spoke to a lawyer. I didn't give names. I didn't give full details. I just described the situation. His answer was simple. If someone is building selective evidence, they're building a narrative. And a narrative has a purpose. That stayed with me. But something was still missing. Something that closed everything. The message. It appeared by accident. A notification. Don't worry, no one suspects anything. Ivan. That name changed everything. I didn't confront her. Not yet. First, I needed to understand. And I did. Everything started to fit. The absences. The pointless arguments. The constant pressure. The need to provoke me. It wasn't just manipulation. It was a double life. And possibly a plan. So I did the only thing that made sense. I prepared. I gathered evidence. Messages. Audios. Dates. Patterns. Everything. No emotions. No impulses. Like it was a case. Because at that point, it was. When I was ready, I called her. I asked her to come over. That night, everything was silent. Organized. Controlled. No chaos. When she arrived, she was calm. Confident. Like always. Until she saw the table. The papers. The evidence. And then, everything changed. First she denied it. Then she minimized it. Then she tried to blame me. She said I was distant. That I didn't understand her stress. That I had pushed her into it. But this time, it didn't work. Because I wasn't reacting anymore. I was observing. And presenting facts. One by one. Without raising my voice. Without losing control. And little by little, her confidence disappeared. She no longer controlled the story. And she knew it. There were no screams. No drama. Just silence. And truth. What came next was fast. Clear. Inevitable. The relationship ended. And everything else. Too. There were consequences. Not just personal. Also professional. But that was no longer my concern. And the strangest part was that I felt nothing. No anger. No sadness. No guilt. Just distance. Like I had stepped out of something that was never real. Months later, my life was different. Calmer. Clearer. No noise. No tension. And that's when I met Elena. It wasn't intense. It wasn't fast. It wasn't complicated. It was simple. Normal conversations. Comfortable silence. No pressure. No games. No strategy. And for the first time in a long time, I didn't feel the need to analyze everything. I wasn't looking for signs. I wasn't expecting problems. I was just there. And that was new. That's when I understood something. Something I didn't learn in my job. Or in that relationship. I learned it after. Not everything needs to be analyzed. Not everything has a logical explanation. And not everything is worth understanding. Some things you just leave behind.
El viaje no termina aquí. Si quieres seguir descubriendo más historias y sorpresas, suscríbete a mi canal y activa la campanita. Te prometo que lo que viene será aún más emocionante. Nos vemos en el próximo capítulo.